Hi, my name is Joel Comiskey. And it's easy to have misconceptions about what makes effective small groups. For example, it's easy to think that the leader is the key behind an effective small group, or that community doesn't mix with evangelism. And Jim Egli and I, in our book, Groups That Thrive, went out to discover what makes healthy small groups. We polled 1,800 small group leaders in 4 countries, and we placed our findings in a book called Groups That Thrive. And we have 8 surprises in that book. I'm just going to talk about 2 of those surprises in this video. The first surprise was that it wasn't so much the leader that made an effective group, it was the members. In other words, effective groups, successful groups that thrive, are member-oriented. The group members can say, this is our group. It's not the group of the leader, it's our group. In fact, if there was one answer from our poll of these 1,800 leaders that marked a negative small group or a stagnated small group, it was when the leader said, I like to do everything myself. I like to lead the lesson, I like to lead the icebreaker, I like to lead the worship. Those were the worst type of groups. Really, the best groups were when the members owned the group and the members were involved. You can see on that graph that those groups that multiplied also empowered the members. The members felt that they were involved. Now, that graph talks about multiplication. This next graph talks about adding members and reaching out. And you can see it was the same results. Those groups that empowered the members were the most effective. So one critical aspect, small group leader, is to make sure that you change the group from my group as a leader to the members group. Now, another surprise that I thought was very interesting was that community actually adds to the group life that results in evangelism and multiplication. Now this was an interesting finding for me because I've often thought that the more community, the more stagnation. In other words, it's going to become a club, and the group will not reach out. But our findings were just the opposite. The more of a family feeling, the more intimacy a group had, the more it reached out, the more it multiplied. You can see in that graph there that multiplication was connected with intimacy in the group. In the second graph, you can see that also members stayed in the group when there was more of a family feeling. And I had to do a real 360 when I learned about these truths, because oftentimes I have to admit that I've multiplied groups too quickly. To reach the goal, I've multiplied a group when it really wasn't ready to multiply. And yet now I realize that the focus needs to be on community, that family feeling, practicing the one another's. I often highlight my wife's group, Celise. She's multiplied her group many times. But what my wife focuses on is the love within the group, is making sure the members have a great experience, and then multiplication is just the result. Now, we also studied the effect of food in health, and we found there was a real correlation. Those groups that ate together were also more of family oriented. They loved one another and they reached out more effectively. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have a full meal each week. In fact, we found this best to vary the types of food, but food is connected with health and thriving small groups. God wants to bless your group. He wants your group to thrive. And my prayer is that these surprises will help you to be more effective in your ministry for Jesus Christ. God bless.
If you like this video, please click on like and subscribe to our channel, but also check out the resources on our website.